So welcome to our fourth live stream. This is Alex Whiteside, the CEO of EasyCompanies, and today we're talking about how to find your why. I did mention this last week when we were talking about how to start a business and why the why is so important. And yeah, I just wanted to start off, I guess, by sharing my story of finding the why at EasyCompanies. And it's interesting because when I first started EasyCompanies, when I think back about it, my ultimate goal of starting the company was really looking to build a lifestyle and get out of the job that I was in at the time. So I was looking to, there was partly that, and then there was partly wanting to build a product that is of a very high level of customer service and really leaves people with that feeling of like, wow, this product is, made it so easy to kind of start a business. So it has transitioned along the way, and that's kind of interesting because when you start off with your why, it's not always going to be the why that you originally choose. So I went from helping, like looking for a business that can give me a lifestyle and that I'm able to travel and work remotely, and then also something that can sustain a income that a full-time job was paying me. And then along the way, probably about 4 years in, or 5 years in we are now, I've gone from that as my values to moving into really building a team and a product that customers absolutely love. And it comes from a passion now of helping people and helping people be their best. And being a team leader, making the business as a whole a happy place to work, and even for the customers that are using the product, they get a lot of joy out of using it. And now we're transitioning into building videos like this, and creating educational and inspirational content that I'm quite passionate about because it stems into that, helping people. But the why for me is what really gets me out of bed in the morning. It's what motivates you to build and work on your business, and it's really that thing that you live for at the end of the day. And I think if the why is out of alignment, it can actually be quite hard to get motivated on your business. That's what I've often found. If you're not constantly reminding yourself of your why, or you haven't defined the why, or the why is not in alignment, then that motivation can be hard to find, and you can reach states of burnout. So I think the purpose of discovering your why is really to build that direction, that focus of why the business exists, and it creates that bigger purpose of like why you're working on this business. And it stems into the difference. I mean, in a sense, it's the value statement, the vision statement, sorry. It stems into like, why should this business exist in the world, and what is it setting out to achieve? And I think it's probably the first thing that every business should set when they start: the vision and mission. Write those down. So the vision is how the world will be a different place, or the vision that you have for this business existing in the world, and that's really the why. And then the mission is kind of the how, and that's the purpose of this business existing, and what it sets out to, how it's going to implement that vision. And a really good thing in terms of finding your why that I've come across is the ikigai. It's a Japanese term. There's a whole book about it, and it's really the thing that it's translated literally into the thing that you live for. And what it encompasses is 4 quadrants, and they all meet in the middle to create ikigai, which is what you live for. And that stems from what you love, so the things that you love doing and are very passionate about. And then it stems into what you're good at, and that's like your skills, your profession. And then at the bottom quadrant, it's what you can be paid for. You can be really good at something and love doing it, but no one's out there willing to pay for it. And on the final quadrant is what the world needs, and that's finding a gap in the market that you're able to go out to and fill, and that people are actually out there asking this. And when you put those 4 together, that becomes ikigai. And in their eyes, and the people who created the book and that terminology, that is what you live for, and that is what they're calling happiness at the end of the day. So if you can go out and draw up that, so that's what you love, what you are good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. If you literally just jot those four down and then see where it kind of crosses over of those four, that's generally the why that we want to follow. So yeah, as I said, a misaligned why generally results in lack of motivation. I think that's because at the end of the day, it takes a lot of energy to build a business, and if you're just doing something for the sake of doing it, or the why's out of alignment, it starts to become a bit of a chore, and it can be quite an effort to get things done. So it definitely creates more structure and more of a mission. It translates into the mission and creates more of that. So it's good to really analyze, like, the things that you're good at and you really enjoy doing will generally stem into what your business should be based on. So when going back to when I started EasyCompanies, I was really good at coding and technology. So I took a component of that and used that to build EasyCompanies using my technology background and put it into practice. And that's what got me off the ground. And I just loved doing that at the time. Now it's kind of interesting because as much as I had loved coding then, that's now translated into helping people and being a leader. But I think that's how it flows. Like eventually, you could say that why comes to an end. Like you're not living for that anymore, and a new bigger purpose has popped up, and then you can move on to that. But yeah, it's looking also at, like, does the work that you're doing in your business, do you find it fulfilling? And what truly matters to you? Like, are you looking for a humanitarian, like world peace or better education? Is it to create, a business that you can, there's nothing wrong with this, but create a business that, you can work on and have running part-time and be able to build a family and work through that at the same time? And, what are the things that you can bring to this world? What are the strengths that you can bring to this world? And yeah, it's looking at, when I say what gets you out of bed in the morning, it's like, what are you really, what's going to give you that drive when everything is going wrong in the business? What's going to be that tiny little seed that is enough to go, yeah, this, I'm living for this, this makes sense, and get you out of bed. So it's always good to check in, and if you have a team, check in with whether they know the why and the vision of the business, because sometimes we're so visionary and we know in our hearts and our minds why we want to do this business, but then when it actually translates into the team, it's hard to communicate that. So it's good to always check in and go around the team and go, does everyone know the vision that we're standing for, and has it been communicated properly? So yeah, Jay Shetty has a good quote about this. When we do what we love, that's our passion. When our passion serves others, that's your purpose. And that it does stem into that ikigai terminology. So I would definitely go and find that book if you can. It puts all those quadrants together, and it's actually quite a small little book, and you can read through it and just work your way through. So let me just check if there's any questions on this stream. For some reason, we can't see the questions right now. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed and have liked the Facebook page, and make sure you're following our channel on YouTube, because we upload these afterwards, and we will soon be announcing, potentially in the next few days, a exciting announcement of delivering this content in another form. So keep an eye out of that on our Facebook page. Just trying to check if we have any comments. For some reason, I can't see that. So if you have left a comment, we'll comment afterwards. But otherwise, thanks for joining this live stream. And if you have any recommendations or proposals for other things you think we should live stream, definitely put them up. and we can get, we can schedule them in. And thanks for joining.